Indonesians were out in force on Wednesday to vote for their next president in a race that is still too close to call. CCTV's Andy Saputra has more on the regional and global impact for the world's most populous Muslim country and Southeast Asia's biggest economy. Andy.
That's right. 188 registered voters have voted, cast their ballots, and now the votes are being counted. But the question on everyone's mind here, who won the election yesterday on Wednesday here in Indonesia? Because both candidates are claiming victories over the quick count results that are split in half, basically. Some attributed to Joko Widodo, or Jokowi as his popularly known furniture maker that rose to fame as he won the election for Jakarta governor, and the other survey agency attributed the victory to Prabowo Subianto, a former army general. These are two polarizing presidential hopefuls, and there are certainly quite a tension here at the capital here, with both supporters are celebrating on the streets. Last night we see a big celebration just behind me here. The worry here is that those supporters are met on the street. There could be a potential conflict that's happening. We will have to wait till July 22nd for the official result from the Electoral Commission, and Indonesia has certainly a lot riding in this election.
Like any mother, all Eva wants to do is to put a roof over her family. But for all the talk of Indonesia's stellar economic growth, things have remained the same for Eva and an estimated 32 million of Indonesians who currently live below the poverty line.
Life is very difficult. I don't know if we can all even eat. That's why I came out today.
Today is election day. While the two candidates both speak of economic progress, their political philosophies on getting there can't be any more different. On one side, Joko Widodo, or Jokowi as he is popularly known, seen as a man of the people who wants to advance democratic reforms even though he lacks experience in national politics, and represents a break from the past as the first candidate in direct elections with no connections to the Suharto era and its successes. His opponent, former Special Forces Commander Prabowo Subianto, running on the basis of nationalist policies with growing support. He was involved in human rights violation cases in the past. He has his roots firmly planted in the Suharto era with an authoritarian style to match. And with such polarizing candidates, analysts are saying this election is no longer a contest between the two candidates, but it is about the future of Indonesian democracy.
It will further define what kind of democracy Indonesia will go through, because the two candidates define democracy in starkly different ways. Jokowi talked about democracy as listening to the people, meaning the end is the democratic way of eventually coming up with policies, actions that is an aspiration of the citizens as a whole. Prabowo talks democracy as just a tool, a means to an end, to gain prosperity.
And that's why this election is very important, not just for people like Eva there in the package to get out of poverty, but also for the future of Indonesian democracy itself, because the direction of Southeast Asia's biggest nation will have a global impact.
And it's so fascinating, such stark choices. What will be the impact globally because of the results of this election?
Certainly, because these two polarizing candidates, as you heard that in the package, it will take Indonesia in different direction. With Prabowo, analysts are saying it will be quite the new order style of government. You must remember Prabowo Subianto is still persona non grata in the United States, so he is quite has a lot of serious human rights violation cases in the past that has not been resolved, and he is boasting on a more assertive Indonesia in the regional and global stage, while in Jokowi, he is more focused on domestic and listening to the people, and analysts are saying that the international world will find him more negotiable, especially with rising powers such as China in the region. And the other thing is that the important thing for this election for the international world is that Indonesia is a testing ground where Islam and democracy can coexist. And if Indonesia continues to progress in its democracy, then it could be a test case, and it could be an example of political Islam that could be applied into a more unstable region like the Middle East. So this is quite a lot to gain here from the international community for Indonesia to succeed. Back to you.
Andy Saputra live for us in Jakarta as we continue to wait to see who is the eventual winner.